So I've been triggered. I was watching Soothe the Glitch. And I'm surfing. Yeah, I wasn't triggered to like unsob, but to remember to think of something. And yeah. I know, I'm so annoying with my tragically hip. Rest in peace, Gord Downey. But in Sue's video this morning, I forget what it's called, something about a rant and surfing and stuff like that. But he says something that I know I've said before, not the same way, but, and I didn't like go stop it to see what second it was at, so if you want to watch it, go ahead. But he says something about like if you're in jail and then the door just all of a sudden is open and you can go, like, I don't remember what else he said, to be honest, because it floats me back to that feeling of, you work so hard and you go through all this shit, and then all of a sudden you do have that inner peace, and you do have that feeling of clarity, and you need to like take another step forward into the clarity, but you go back into the suffering instead of continuing on and surfing through it. And again, I the Wheat Kings, that song, it's based on a true story. I know I've talked about this before in my video, but imagine being in jail like for so many years, especially for a crime you didn't commit, and then all of a sudden, like, you're let loose. You can go, you're free. Like, what the fuck do you do? And that's what, is so important about the reaching out, the commenting, the gathering of people that you feel are your soul tribe, because, we are one. You can't go it alone. You can use your tools in your own way, but no man is an island. You can't get through it alone. You need to reach out at some point. And thinking about the Tragically Hip song, the Wheat Kings, all of a sudden I remembered The Dead Zone by Stephen King. Did anybody read that? I think it was made into a movie too. I can't remember. But I remember reading that book when I was very young. And it was a dude named Johnny, I think it was. And he was in a coma in like 1979. But I can't remember when the book was based. Like, it was in the 70s-ish. But like when he got out of his coma, just how fucked up he was from the discoveries, the things that had changed and evolved while he was in a coma. The one thing I specifically remembered that freaked him out like so much was like the ballpoint pen. Like, there was no such thing as a certain type of pen when he went into a coma, and then when he came out, like, you could find them anywhere, and it was, it was so overwhelming to him. And that's what this is like, to learn to surf through the overwhelming. And the best way I've found is obviously like the humor that I talk about, that I do, that I emit all the time. But it's the connections that are surfing me through as well. Like, I can sit here and be funny and laugh my ass off by myself. But when I put it out there, or when I, connect with people, it just There's a pivot, there's an up level. Anyways, I've rambled on in a way that I just don't feel coherent, but sometimes you all get something out of it. So yeah, I was watching Sue's video, and he lost subs for his video that he had last night. Was it last night or yesterday? I'll try to link them both in my descriptions or comments. The one from yesterday, to me, was one of his most excellent videos ever. Like, just, but it matches that in your face thing that I tend to have as well. So, of course, I enjoy it, right? But you gotta laugh at yourself, man. You gotta. Because really, the biggest joke of all is that you planned this. You did. No one else did. Therefore, like, the second you can grasp that, even just for a second, and stop giving your power away to, like, anything that is outside of you making this happen, it changes everything. There is no outside force making you struggle and suffer. It's you that's planned it that way so that you could overcome it, surpass it, pivot from it. And that's the hardest thing, because, like, that thing of wanting to hate yourself for putting yourself into the corner, putting yourself into lack or anything, you gotta learn to not be mad at yourself for planning it this way. I don't know. Like I said, I've gone off, but you can say it over and over that the key is inside you, and people can, like, help to turn it. That's what the reaching out is about. But ultimately, like, you're the one that does it. Does that make sense? I don't know.